Daniel 5:5. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kapadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning, shalom. Daniel 5. And I'm gonna actually start down at 1, okay? Belshazzar the king made a great feast to thousands of his lords and drank wine before the thousands. Okay. And in modern times right now, this is what Donald Trump is doing. Okay. He's getting ready to sit down to that feast, and the Most High said, when he is about to fill his belly, then shall I take him. All right. Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the gold and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which is in Jerusalem. Okay, the king and his princes, his wives and his concubines might drink therein. All right. So in modern, like I said, in modern day, this modern day Trump, okay, is getting ready to sit down to that feast by what? Doing what? By trying to exterminate the children of Israel. All right. Then they brought the gold vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of Yahweh, which was at Jerusalem, and the king and his princes, his wives and concubines, drank in them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and silver and brass. All right. What's their god? What is the god of the modern day so-called white man? Gold, oil, and drugs. Right. Verse 5. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Okay. Verse 6. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loose, and his knees smote one against another. So it's talking about the king was so scared that he pretty much shit himself. This is what it's talking about. Okay? And this simple ass Negroes hanging out with these white boys. Alright? The king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled, so that his joints of his loins were loose, and his knees smote one against another. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. Okay, they no longer have the element of deception. Okay, all right. So this is what they were using: deception. This is what the king was trying to do: bring his witches and his warlocks in. All right, and this is what Esau did. The so-called white man, he used deception. All right, all over the earth, to fool the people, but that veil has been lifted. Okay? The veil of deception has been lifted off of the people, man. All right? And nobody's putting up with that bullshit no more. And they're getting ready to find that out. All right? All right? Let me start that again. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. And the king spake and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing and show me the interpretation, okay, therefore shall be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. You see this? All right. Then came in all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known the king the interpretation thereof. Then was King Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lords were astonished. Now the queen, by reason of word of the king and his lords, came in the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor let thy countenance be changed. there is a man in the kingdom. This was Daniel. Okay? Daniel was going to be able to interpret the saying. All right, but we're going to get to that part. All right, because we know what's getting ready to happen here in America. Okay? The queen said, "There is a man in thy kingdom, in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And in the days of thy father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams and showing of hard sentences and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation." Okay? I know you did not just videotape, but it's all good. I think they're doing like an obstacle course. Because there was a couple here that ran up the steps. I guess they got to record themselves doing that. All right, I'm downtown. You know, that's why it says chief place of concourse. All right, where every goddamn body, every nation, every nationality is going to come. All right, so that's where we got to be at. And this is what this is. This is a command from the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, verse 13. Then was Daniel brought before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, Art thou that Daniel, which art of the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? Okay, I have even heard of thee, that the Spirit of God, Yahweh, is in thee, okay, the Holy Spirit, and that light and understanding and excellence, wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they could not show the interpretation of the thing. And I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Okay, Daniel was a wise man, all right? Very extremely wise. All right? All right. Now, if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation, therefore thou shalt be clothed with scarlet and have chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt the third ruler of the kingdom. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, Let thy gifts be to thyself. Yo, keep your shit. I don't really want it. Give thy reward to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation. So what is going on right now? That Daniel was the only one that was going to be able to read the interpretation of this thing. All right. So basically, right now, the prophets are out here on the highways and hedges. Okay, they're doing the video epistles. All right, and they're giving the interpretation of the Holy Scriptures and telling the world what is really going on right now and what's going to happen. All right, when the end of this nation takes place. All right. So that's what we're doing. We're interpreting the Holy Scriptures. All right. But through what? Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Through the Holy Spirit. Okay. He said it had the spirit of the gods, man. Of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. Then Daniel answered and said to the king, Let thy gifts be to thyself. Okay. Thy reward to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king. Another thing, we don't come out here for a financial gain, man. You know, if a brother wants to set up, if a brother sets up a cash app or something like that, and people want to help him, you know, that's fine. But that's not our main goal. That's not our main purpose. All right, we do this because we love the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation. O thou king, the Most High Yahweh, gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor, and for the majesty that he gave him all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he would, he keep alive, and whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. Okay? But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast. Okay, so this is going into Esau's pride, basically. Okay, you know. So Esau's pride, this is what he does. He makes alive who he wants. He kills who he wants. He goes and bombs every country that he wants. Okay, but now that his pride, he's heard this message. All right, what is he getting ready to try to do through his pride? Okay, his inward thought is that his house is going to continue forever. So what is he going to do? He's going to try to kill, exterminate the children of Israel. Okay. All right. So the Most High is getting ready to take his ass down, because this is the same thing. This is the writing on the wall. The men of the Lord coming out on the highways and hedges and teaching. This is the proverbial writing on the wall, man. This is your message. Okay? This is the Most High trying to show you mercy, mainly the children of Israel. But this is the Most High telling Esau, hey, listen, you need to let my people go, man. All right? You need to bow down to my people. Okay? Because if you don't bow down to them, I'm gonna break your fucking knees, and you're gonna be on your knees anyway. All right? And that's what the Lord's getting ready to do to his ass. All right? But has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven. All right, hold on, let me go back. All right, verse 22. And thou, his son Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart. You see, the most High is looking for Esau to humble himself, man, but he's not going to do it. All right, he's a proud ass man. All right, the same thing. Humble thine heart, thou, though thou knowest all things, all this, but has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they brought up the vessels to the house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold and iron and wood and stone, which see not, nor hear not, nor hear, nor know, and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. So you haven't glorified the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Esau. Okay, you haven't done that, and now he's gonna have to bring you down to your damn knees, man. All right. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and his writing was written. And this is the writing that was written: mene, tekel, upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many. God hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balance and art found wanting. Peres, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Okay? So many, tekel. That's talking about the kingdom has been numbered. The days have been numbered. Okay? Esau's kingdom has been numbered. He has a bound that he cannot pass. Okay? The nation of Edom has a boundary that it cannot pass, and it's coming to that boundary, man. All right? You see? Thy kingdom, God has numbered thy kingdom and finished it, and thou art weighed in the balance. Okay? All of your wicked ass deeds that you have done, you are being exposed for them. You're being exposed not only by your own people, okay? A matter of fact, you're being exposed by the prophets, okay, bringing information out about you. And not only the prophets, but your own damn people are telling on you, man. Telling what your plans are. Giving out information about the concentration camps, okay? All your secret little wars and shit. All the things that you've done overseas in the under the guise of peace. Okay? All right, Esau? So the Most High is numbered your kingdom, and He's weighing you in the balance right now. All right, and you got a big ass W over your head, wicked. All right, a big ass W and a L, wicked, and you're losing, man. You're losing horribly. Okay, that's why you're gonna have to resort to your sword, because everybody is listening to the prophets now. Everybody, just like they had all of them astrologers, the soothsayers, all the damn witches and warlocks, they had to sit down and listen to Daniel, Israelite. You know what I'm saying? That man that didn't have no power, okay, interpret a saying. The same thing is happening right now, man. You see? All right? Not many kings and not many nobles. All right? You see? But he was going to make the weak things destroy the powerful, man. All right? What is that in 2 Corinthians? You see? Matter of fact, let me grab that. Let me grab that real quick. Hello. Weirdo. All right, 1 Corinthians 1 and 26. For you see your calling, brother, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound things that are which are mighty, and base things of the world, and things which are despised hath God chosen. Yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. Okay, so like I just said, Daniel was not a man with an army with great power. He was actually a servant in that kingdom. Okay, Belteshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar, man. Okay, so the Babylons, man, the Babylonians. All right, so he was a slave in Babylon, and he didn't confound the soothsayers and the witches and warlocks, but they were like astounded that this man could interpret this. But the queen knew who he was, knew that he had a spirit on him. Man. Okay, you see. So the end of this thing is taking place right now, and you can't get around it. All right, let me grab. Uh, I'm going to read 2nd Ezra 6. I think I'll start at 6. Hold on a second. I think actually, I'll start at 5. 2nd Ezra 6 and 5. And ere the present years were sought out, and are ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, the elect, before they were sealed, that hath gathered faith for a treasure. Okay? What are we doing right now that we know that this man's kingdom is coming to an end? Okay? What are the elect doing now that we know that this man is being weighed in the balance? Okay? We're gathering faith for a treasure, man. All right. All right. By coming into the coming into the new covenant, we're gathering faith for a treasure, knowing that this man's kingdom is coming to an end. You see? All right. Verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So the Most High is getting ready to end this man's kingdom. Nobody else is going to end it. China's not going to end it. Russia's not going to end it. This is the Most High telling you that I'm going to end it. All right? Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of that which follows? Okay? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. What are we doing right now? By reading the Holy Scriptures, by telling you, by basically weighing Esau in the balance. If Jacob was holding on to Esau's hand, that was symbolic. Okay? So it's Jacob at this point in time is doing the same thing spiritually, holding the heel of his brother Esau. Okay? So the brothers that are on this sign out here, the 12,000 from the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000, the only ones that can learn a new song are spiritually holding the heel of Esau, right? That's what's taking place right now, all right? When we're weighing him in the balance, we're telling him that teki, mene, mene, all right? You see? What's up, brother? You see? So if we're telling him and we're telling Esau, you know, hey, you better humble yourself before the Lord, but he's not listening, okay? Then what do we have to do? We have to weigh him in the balance. All right, we have to read all of the crimes that he has committed. We have to tell the world about the crimes that he's committed, right? All right, going all over the earth, coveting fields, man. Going into other countries, robbing, stealing, killing, okay? For his God, gold, oil, and drugs. All right? So that's what we have to do. We're weighing him in the balance, and we're spiritually holding his heel right now. Okay? That's what's taking place. All right? So then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So that's what we're doing right now. We're holding the heel of Esau. Okay? All right? That's what's taking place. And these people know and they feel that something's getting ready to happen. All right? Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? So if Jacob is the beginning of what follows, the end of Esau's, the so-called white man's world, okay, what's getting ready to take place? You can see the writing is on the wall, man. All right? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just go back and say, in history, we know that this is the second leg of the Roman Empire, according to the book of Daniel and the statue. Okay? That statue had different, you know what? Matter of fact, I think I have that here. Let me see if I can find that, y'all, because I'm going to show y'all that. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to see if I can find that for them. Yep, I got it right here. All right. So when you go back into your history, okay, we got Babylon, the Medo-Persian Empire. Hold on a second. We got Babylon, okay, the Medo-Persian Empire, Greece, Rome, okay, then the feet that we're in right now, that's today. All right, so when you go back to the first leg, the legs of iron, That's talking about the Roman Empire, the first leg and the second leg. Okay. All right. So we're in the second leg of the Roman Empire, the newly revised Roman Empire, the beast that received the wound but was healed. All right. So forgive me, y'all. So the beast that received the wound and was healed is the second leg of the Roman Empire. So what happened in the first leg of the Roman Empire? Yes.
I always see you doing something, man. That's what you're doing.
Sure. Yes, you can. All right. Are you on the sign, sis?
Am I on the sign?
Yeah. Are you on here?
I wish.
Right here.
Oh, Cubans, yes.
Okay. So Cuban, you are Manasseh. You're from the tribe of Manasseh, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel that the Bible speaks about.
You just spoke to my soul, but my flesh just blocked it.
Did it? Well, your spirit will receive it. Do you understand that if you call on Jesus, you're calling on a different God? Because his name is Yahweh Shai. His father's name is Yahweh, and this is their true description. And these are the scriptures that describe what they're supposed to actually be perceived as.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to read that on the bus. I was just literally praying to God as I was walking down, thanking him and helping me. I can't explain it, but I walk by faith, not by sight.
Right, that's how you're supposed to do it. That's right.
My spirit every day is tempted, but my
flesh
spirit
is tempted.
and my flesh are arguing right now.
Right.
They're going through a war, and they want to give up, but I'm not trying to give up. But it's hard when the flesh wants to give up, but the spirit doesn't. And I don't know. I'm just going through a war, and like I said, for the last 3 weeks, I've been doing what you're doing. Right. And I don't know. I was praying, and something just led me right here.
Well, you know what? Hey, brother, what's going on? How you doing, bro?
All right, man.
All right.
Going down later.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right, brother. So this is what's going on right now. Okay. There's a spiritual warfare going on. Okay. Because you have spiritual wickedness in these dark places, and this is a dark place, America. Okay. There's a lot of demonic activity here, and that's the reason why a lot of people that don't come into this truth, they're starting to feel that way. That's why you see more people angry. You see more people in desperation. You see a lot of people out here begging for money. You know.
Right.
You see. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to wake these people up. Okay. And tell them that they need to call on the Most High and His Son and by their true names, which is Yahweh.
I don't do that because trust me, I drop to my knees, I hold my hands, I pray.
That's our ancient language right there. Hebrew.
I'm gonna read this.
Okay, and the Father's name is Yahweh. Yah meaning He, Hawa who is or who say or to be. Okay. Yahweh. Yep, you got it. Yep, that was perfect. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. Yes, Yah meaning He, Hawa and Shai is He who saves. Yah, He, Hawa who Shai saves. He who saves. Okay. So it's Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, or say Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, you know, and then you put your prayer out there. But you are an Israelite according to the Holy Scripture. Shalom, brothers. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. So your true nationality is Manasseh. You're a sister, a princess from the tribe of Manasseh. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, we were brought over here. Okay, well, your people were already here when we came over in slavery. Okay, y'all were already here according to the Holy Scriptures. You came over after the Assyrian captivity. All right, your ancestors came over here, and they were here when the so-called white man showed up. You see, the Spaniards. They would be the Spaniards. That's why I always
feel like something's stolen from me.
Right. Yeah, because see, we've been here before. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, we've been here before.
I'm old soul.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm 26.
Right.
My grandmother raised me. My grandfather raised me. Mm-hmm. That's why I look young, 26, but my head's way past all of this.
Right.
And it breaks me because people are so closed-minded and they don't walk in faith.
Well, you got a humble spirit about you. I can tell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can tell you got a humble spirit. But yeah, your God's name is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
I'm gonna read that.
Yeah. Did you take a picture of that one?
Yes.
Yeah, get a picture of that. And you can always look up the Lashawan Kadash, which is the they have an alphabet, and then you can learn how to read this Hebrew.
I read the Bible faithfully.
Oh yeah,
you
you got that on your hot lock screen now. Yeah. So I'm here every Sunday. If you want to come by.
You're here every Sunday.
No, I mean I'm sorry. Every Saturday morning.
I know what you meant. Because I work weekends and I always see you and I always want to stop and talk.
Right.
Gotta catch the bus or even I haven't been able to make it to church in 7 months, 6 months because I'm working so much. I'm gonna start speaking to you more. You have my word.
Please do. You want to put my my channel on there?
Yes.
And then there's some other brothers that I listen to too. So let me pull it up for you.
There you go.
I got you. Is that your
my internet's off at the moment. But once I get to that
okay, I got you.
Right back on. I just told God I want to be His servant. Help me serve the people as you serve us.
Right, that's right. Now that's on YouTube. When you want to go on YouTube, just put that in there, and that'll pop up.
Watch this.
Yeah.
I'm coming all into it.
Okay, yeah. Just start watching so that you understand what's going on right now. Because what I'm reading right now is basically I was going into the book of Daniel, where there was a handwriting message on a wall of a king, which was many tekel, which is talking about how the end of that kingdom was coming. But this is the same type of information. This is the proverbial writing. This is the spiritual writing on the wall about the end of Esau's kingdom and the beginning of ours, because we're getting ready to inherit the earth again.
Right.
Okay? Because we were supposed to inherit the earth until we broke the laws. In Deuteronomy 28, 1 to 68, if you read that, it'll show you that's what we did and ended up in this. Verse 68 goes into that we were going to slavery on slave ships. And that's what happened to us. That was a prophecy that had to take place. Exactly. But we are actually getting ready to come out of this captivity, and the other nations are going to go into captivity. We're going to be the rulers on this earth. That's what the kingdom of heaven is. Okay? Yeah, spiritual bodies. Spiritual bodies. We won't get sick. The Israelites will not get sick. Okay, the earth is going to replenish itself when we return to our rightful state.
I'm gonna read this.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Here, give me a hug.
I love you. Keep doing this. Okay?
I will. I got you.
I promise I'm gonna serve as the Lord serves us.
I got you. Just watch.
I'm a server, so trust me, I got you.
All right. I'll see you later.
See you next time.
All right. See, that's why we're supposed to be out here, y'all. You see. That's exactly why we are supposed to be out here. All right. All right, let me go to go back. All right, that might be a good one for me to go with. All right, let me read this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump over. I'm gonna get some other scriptures, okay? But 2 Ezra 15 and 1, okay? Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, okay? And what did I just get done speaking to the young lady about? The prophecy of our slavery in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Okay? And I also read earlier about the end of Esau's world, man. Okay? You see? So that's what we're out here to do, man. That's why this young lady came by and said, I came by here the last 3 weeks and I saw you out here teaching, okay? You see? And then she just said that something in her, she's been praying to the Most High, man. All right? And I told her, pray in the proper names and you'll get the answer that you need. You see? All right? So when we're out here on the highways and hedges, this is what happens, man. We have people like that young lady that just came by, and we need to. What in the Lord? What in the hell is going on over here? All right, so we got some. I don't know what the hell that is. some odd stuff going on here. Oh, they got the Catholic people coming by. Oh yeah, let me get to read. Oh, they can stop traffic and everything. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of Catholic-looking people coming down the street. Uh-oh. All right, let me get back to my lesson. All right, 2 Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, but they are faithful and true. So what has been written in paper? Okay? The Holy Scriptures. The Holy Scriptures are written in paper, all right, because they are faithful and true. The words of the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You see? Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity, okay, or incredulity meaning unbelief, all right, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Okay? So don't let the incredulity, the unbelief of these other people that don't believe in what the scriptures are saying, okay? Don't worry about what they think. All right, basically. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So anybody, any of the children of Israel that don't want to listen, the two parts or 2/3 of Israel that don't want to listen, they're going to be cut down and put to death. All right? Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Y'all gonna have to get a load of this, bro. I'm gonna have to turn my camera around so y'all can see what's coming down the street here. All right. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, for they have profanely committed. Okay? He said, I will hold my tongue no more for all the wickedness that they have profanely committed. Oh, y'all gonna have to see this shit. All right, so I'm gonna put the camera like this for a minute. Salakia, but I'm gonna keep on reading though. All right? So I will hold my tongue no more as for touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me. I'm reading the Bible. Hey, y'all, about 6 minutes, and this is ignorant. Yeah. They're defiling my temple. My They're defiling my altar here. You see this? Yes. Yeah, okay. I don't give a damn if you call them telling the cops. Yeah. So look what they're doing. They come over here. There's about 1,000 people over here praying over this space. But they're not. They're not. They're not going to scare me the fuck away. Okay, at all. Okay. Look what they're doing to my temple. Look what they're doing to my altar. Okay. I ain't gonna be ignorant, but they're trying to put some curses on the brother or some shit. You see this? Hey, forgive me, y'all. See this? Wicked as hell. Oh, some sort of transfer of power, I believe. All right, now maybe I can get back to my lesson. Thank you. Yeah. Shalom. Yeah, you on here? Yeah, you're an Israelite. Yeah, we are. The so-called blacks, Latinos are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Okay? And the veil of deception has been lifted. That's why I'm out here teaching this. Okay? You see? Thank you. Shalom, sis. Shalom. They know what I'm doing over here. They know exactly what I'm doing. Okay? Second Esdras 15. All right, let me read that over again. Second Esdras 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity, which means unbelief, okay, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You see all them people? Okay? All of those people, they have incredulity or unbelief, man. Okay? So a lot of the unfaithful are going to die in their unfaithfulness. All right, Salakia for that break, man. But these people are, I think there was a transfer of power, basically, with the bishops. You know what I'm saying? And they had to do it in front of the county courthouse, down in the middle of downtown where I live at. Okay. All right, but I got to come out here and do this. I didn't want to be an ass or ignorant, because that's important ceremony, and I could probably get fucking arrested for that shit. So I wasn't going to take any chances, man. But I'm gonna get back to this. All right. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Let me turn this a little bit so I can get in the shade. Fuck that. It's getting hot out here. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Okay. And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And what is that? What is that? Who are the souls of the just? That's the elect of Israel, man. Okay? The 144,000 and the believers. Okay? And I'm hoping that young lady that came by here, man, and she starts watching the videos and she starts calling on the right name, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right? And become one of those believers, man. You know? 7 women shall take hold of one man. You know, you see, she had a hell of a humble spirit on her, man. You know? She's looking for a protection from this wicked ass world, man. You see? And the only way you're going to get protection from this wicked ass world is coming into the new covenant, all right? To this understanding and then into the new covenant. Okay? That's the only way you're going to make it out of this thing, man. All right? So you got young ladies like that out here looking for protection. All right? Looking for understanding. You see? They're going to be led to you brothers out there, okay? They're coming, y'all. They're coming. Everybody knows what's going on this earth right now, man. So these people are going to start looking for the way out, man. All right? You brothers hold on, man. Y'all getting ready to see how, what's up, brother? You see? Y'all brothers hold on, man. I'm telling you, you brothers in the new covenant, hold the fuck on. Watch what's getting ready. Y'all getting ready to see, man. I'm telling you. All right? And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive them unto me, all the innocent blood from among them. All right? He's going to make sure that we get through this thing, man. All right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to make sure that the people that came into this truth and then said yay to the new covenant, he's going to make sure that they make it out of this thing, man. All right? Your light is starting to be seen, man, by other men, by women. Your light is starting to be seen, man. Okay? Because they can see the darkness that's coming to this place. All right? That's what I said to this young lady earlier, man. You're in a dark place, man. You know? You see? I'm out here trying to do my lesson, and then they have this big procession, you know, coming over here, you know what I mean? Defiling my altar, you know? Fucking devils. All right, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right, so the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is getting ready to take the children of Israel out of the captivity that they went in. Okay? He tried to do it by asking Esau to listen to the prophets and to humble himself. Okay? But Esau's pride has fooled him into believing that his house is going to continue forever. Okay? And he's gonna keep on thinking that his house is going to continue forever by trying to exterminate the children of Israel and doing what he's doing, man. All his wicked ass intentions, inventions, and thoughts. Okay? But what is getting ready to happen to him, man? The Most High is going to destroy his ass. You see? All right? But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and would destroy all the land thereof. Okay? So this is the Most High said that he's going to do these things, man. Let me read that again. And I will bring them with a mighty hand. Okay? Yahweh Shai. Isaiah the 63rd chapter. Who is this that cometh from Edom? Okay? All right, spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Who is this man that has blood that looks like he's been stomping the grapes all day? His garment was full of blood because he's going to do a lot of killing when he gets here. Okay? All right, I'm going to bring them out with a mighty hand. That's Yahweh Shah. All right? And a stretched out arm and smite Egypt, spiritual Sodom in Egypt, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Okay, so like I said, when I was talking before the young lady came up and I spoke to her, I was talking about the first and second legs of the Roman Empire. Okay, so the first and second legs of the Roman Empire, we're in the second leg right now. All right, being in the second leg of the Roman Empire, you see. I'm getting ready to get a ticket. I tried to pay for this shit, but it wouldn't take it. But the second leg of the Roman Empire, okay, which is America, I'm going to take you back to the first leg of the Roman Empire, okay? What was Rome doing at that period of time before they fell? They had their army spread out so damn thin that they couldn't fight a campaign successfully. Their economy was in the shitter, man. Okay, you see, their economy was failing. All right, they were in that. What was that word? A batiyat, a debt, a heavy debt. Okay, that's the first leg of the Roman Empire. That's how they fell. Their army spread out. Okay, couldn't fight an effective campaign. The economy was collapsing. The bread and circuses wasn't working. Okay, that what is it? Hey, bro, I tried to pay on your thing, but it wouldn't take my card. I don't know why.
You can still pay on the app.
Yeah, I don't use that stuff. But that's all right, man. If you gotta give me a ticket, go ahead. It's all good.
I'll do this time, but somebody else.
All right. Yeah. Nah, I was trying to pay, but the app thing I don't really use. Thanks, though. All right. So, like I was saying, they were in heavy debt, the abatiyat. Okay. Their armies were spread thin. The bread and circuses. Okay. So let's go that bread and circuses like the football, basketball, baseball. Okay. They had the Coliseum back then. All right. You see, and they were letting the people come in and watch people get murked. All right. That was the bread and circuses. All right. They could no longer uphold those things. All right. Just like today, you know, with America, they had deception as a tool. All right. So the first leg of the Roman Empire had the bread and circuses, or their type of deception. And what did that one Caesar do, man? He burned Rome and blamed it on the Jews, on the Israelites. What is getting ready to happen here in America? All right. They're going to cause the so-called blacks, Latinos to get so pissed off because of their policies that they're going to do something to make them. They're going to rouse them up, basically. Okay, and when these people get roused up, they're going to blame the burning of Rome again on the children of Israel. All right, so there's nothing new under the sun. Okay. There's nothing new under the sun. So America's fucking finished, man. All right? All right? But the Lord said, but I will bring them with a mighty hand. Yahweh Shai is coming to break us out of this captivity. And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plague and punishments that God shall bring upon it. They shall till the ground. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell with a fearful consolation. Woe to the world, destruction to the world, okay, and them that dwell therein. For the sword, okay, and a modern day sword is a gun, all right, okay. For the sword or the gun and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. That's talking about a civil war, man. Civil war, race war. You see? That's what's coming to this place, man. All right? All that's going to take place here in America and other places in the world. You see? That was my buddy. All right? For there shall be sedition, okay? These men coming against their own government. All right? These people are going to come against their own government. That's the sedition that's going to take place. We saw that. When was that? A couple years ago? Okay? When the Capitol got raided by all those Edomites, and now Trump is pardoning all of them. Okay? All right? Sedition among men and invading one another. There's going to be people getting their doors kicked in because there ain't going to be no food. The economy is going to collapse. All right? There's going to be no order, man. The government is going to lose control at some point. Okay? Because the people ain't going to want to listen to their ass no more. All right? That's the sedition. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. What I just said. All right? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right? The government ain't going to be regarded as a government anymore, man. Okay? They're going to be regarded as dictators, and these people ain't going to be wanting to hear a goddamn thing they got to say. So they're going to disregard their princes, man. Their kings and their princes. They're not going to listen to Donald Trump, okay? Or none of those senators. They're not going to want to hear nothing they got to say, man. You see? All right? But because of their pride, let me go back up. I missed one. A man shall desire to go into a city, martial law, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed. What did I just say? Men are going to be invading one another because there's going to be no food, no grocery stores are going to be open. Okay? All right? There's going to be no food deliveries to the grocery stores because people, I'm not going to fuck to work. I deliver frozen food to giants in the Virginia, Maryland, D.C. area. Okay? All right? I'm not going to deliver a goddamn thing when all hell starts breaking loose out here, man. No fucking way, bro. You see? So there ain't going to be no food being delivered. You would have to be a fucking fool to drive a truck full of food down the road, man. You know? When that day comes, you'll be a damn fool. You better have a couple armed guards with you, and that might not help your ass. All right? Alright, so a man shall desire to go into a city, martial law, and shall not be able, but because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. People are going to be running up into other people's houses with guns, man. And literal swords, katanas, machetes, okay? Jim Bowies, them big ass hunting knives. You see? They're gonna be running up in people's houses, man, taking their shit. They're gonna be taking their food and their women. Okay? Jewelry, whatever they can find that they can barter and sell, okay? They're gonna take. Alright? Alright? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Behold, saith God, Yahweh, behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. That's what's taking place right now. That's why Israel and Iran are bombing the shit out of each other. Okay? And America's already involved. We know that. Trump can say whatever the fuck he wants. Nah, we're not going to get involved. You're already fucking involved, man. You've already been supporting Israel, okay? Those Israelis, those Jewish people, okay? With weapons and other things, you know, to sustain them in their campaigns against all those other countries they've been bombing. All right? You see? So you're complicit. Just like the so-called white man here in America that don't want to stand up and tell them to stop doing these things, man. You know, they're complicit because of their silence. You see? You want to be silent and complicit at the same time, then guess what? You're going to reap what you fucking sow, man. Okay? Because when all hell breaks loose and they start doing the same thing here in America, okay, destroying shit and killing people, you know, don't start wanting to say nothing then. It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for you to speak up against your leaders, man. All right, you see, but that's neither here nor there. You know, if you want to be complicit through your silence, then that's fine. But you're going to pay by doing that. Okay, you gotta understand that. All right. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth. That's what's taking place right now, like I said. All right, to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. This is the Most High bringing these nations together to let them kill their damn self, okay, for a repayment, a recompense for what they have done to the children of Israel. Okay? You see? Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. Where are we at right now? Still in captivity, aren't we? Yeah. You see? We're still in captivity right now. All right? That's why it said, yet what they do unto this day, man. Let me read that again. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I also do, and so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith Yahweh. So the Most High is getting ready to, he's recompensing them for what they have done to his chosen. What they do to this day. What are they still doing to this day to his chosen? They're oppressing the hell out of them. Look at them. They're kicking the northern kingdom. A lot of the northern kingdom are horrified right now, man. You know? When I'm out and around, man, and I look on the face of Issachar and other Latinos, these people they're worried, man. They got worried looks on their faces. All right? You know? And that doesn't make any damn sense. All right, brother. All right, y'all, you take it easy.
All right, you say
You see? For a nation to do such things. And then now Trump is talking about birthright citizenship. Okay? How are you gonna talk about birthright citizenship, you know, when the majority of the so-called white people that are walking around here right now, their forefathers came from Ireland, Scotland, okay? So now are they birthright citizens? You see? It doesn't make any sense for somebody to use something that was went back to slavery. What is that, the 14th Amendment? You see? He's going to talk about birthright citizenship, but most of the migrants, okay, that came over here are Edomites, okay, so-called white people. So how are you gonna use that against one people but not against your own? You see, that's the hypocrisy of you people, man. That's the pride of the so-called white man. That's the ignorance that you have towards this whole setup, man. You see, that's what they do, man. You know, they want to use birthright citizenship against the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, but they're bringing South Africans over, white South Africans and Ukrainians over here, and just setting them up beautifully, man. While they're kicking all the other people, ain't they immigrants? What about the birthright citizenship according to them? You see, that's what I'm talking about. Don't say birthright citizenship and then start kicking our people out, but not your own. You know, that's the devil. That's what the devil does, man. You know, he'll put some fancy words together to make it sound like he's doing somebody a favor when he's really trying to be wicked as hell. You know, let's make America white again. All right, all white. He don't want no Negroes in the military. You see, he don't want Negroes in the military no more. He said it out his own damn mouth. You know, Ignorant, man. Just ignorant. You know? All right? So like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. This is the same thing this is what they're doing, man. But the Most High just said that he's going to recompense them for doing this to the children of Israel. That's why he's calling all these nations together over in the Middle East. This is why Iran and Israel are bombing the hell out of each other right now. You know? Because the Most High is getting ready to bring this thing to a screeching halt, man. You know? He's getting ready to end Esau's world and begin Jacob's world, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. That's it. This world is going to be translated from one people to another, as per the scriptures, per thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay? A translation that's going to be painful as hell because a lot of people are going to die. You see? You know? But it's got to happen. That's the Bible. That's what the Bible says. That's the prophecy coming forth. You know? Kingdom of heaven is going to be established right here on this earth, and the children of Israel are going to be ruling it. Okay? A righteous rulership, man. All right? Not a bunch of lies and deception. Okay? A perfect dietary laws. You see? All the laws that are in the Holy Scriptures are going to be held up in the kingdom of heaven, man. There's going to be no perverseness, okay? None of those things. You ain't going to be, Chinese people ain't going to be cooking no damn dogs in the kingdom of heaven. You see? It's not going to happen. We catch your ass cooking a dog or a rat, we're going to knock your goddamn head off. You see? That's what's coming, man. You know? These people don't know what's getting ready to happen to them, man. Like as they do unto this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith Yahweh. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood. You know what that means. My right hand shall not spare the sinners. So Yahushua is the right hand of the Most High. His son is his right hand. He's not going to spare the sinners. Okay? Those that don't want to follow, those that don't want to come into this truth, okay? Yahushua is not going to spare you, even if you're an Israelite. Okay? Because 2/3 of Israel got to perish over here. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood. So the Most High said, and I quoted it earlier, Isaiah the 63rd chapter, who is this that cometh from Edom? That's Yahushua, the right hand of the Most High. He is not gonna spare these people, man. Okay? He's not gonna spare any of them. Okay? All right? Those that shed innocent blood. Who is shedding innocent blood right now? Okay? The nation of Edom. They sending military equipment over to Israel to help them kill people in Gaza. Okay? In Syria, and all these other places, you know, while they have their hands behind their back like we didn't throw the stone. You see? But they're complicit. And the people of the nation of Edom, these peons out here, they're complicit through their silence and allowing it to continue to happen. You see? You know? So what's going to happen when they start coming over here to America doing the same shit, okay? The same thing you're doing to these other nations, what's going to happen when they start doing it to you? You see? All right? You're going to want to talk then, ain't you? They're going to have a whole lot to say when those nations get fed up and start kicking some ass. Because you got, what is it, Ezekiel the 38th chapter? The dragons of Arabia. When they nuke, their plans right now to nuke Iran. When they do that, the dragons of Arabia, Ezekiel the 38th chapter, in Russia, okay, Ethiopia, all these other countries are going to come against Israel. The United States is going to have no choice but to get involved heavily. Okay, there's going to be a draft. You see, it's going to be a bloodbath. But then when Russia and China invade America or have plans to invade, you people are going to have a lot to say about why don't you stop? It's too fucking late now. It's too late. If you want the nation of Edom to continue, you better say something now. All right? Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith Yahweh. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. Okay? For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth them unto death and destruction. Because like I said, when you go into the new covenant and you're covered by the blood of a Mashiach Yahushua, okay, the world ignorantly calls Jesus, when you're covered by that blood under the new covenant, that is what they consider the Thawah, or the mark of exemption, okay, from the destruction that's getting ready to take place. So that Thawah, that mark of that mark of exemption from this destruction that's coming, okay, and that's you being forgiven of your sins, okay? So if you ain't under that new covenant, you're not going to be forgiven of your sins. If you're in this truth and you're not in the new covenant, you're going to be judged by the law. If you're continuing to try to keep the law, you're going to be judged by it, okay? So you have to come into the new covenant to be covered or have that thawah, which is the mark of exemption of the Hamashiach Yahushua. You see? All right? So that's why he's talking about those that have sinned against him. You see? That's what's coming, man. Behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons. Oh, I just was talking about this. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. I just brought up the dragons of Arabia. You see, you know. So when Israel, those Israelis and America do some diabolical shit in Iran with a tactical nuke, with the Moab, all right, the mother of all bombs, when they send one of those off in that major city over there, okay, Tehran, when they do that, that's going to infuriate the dragons of Arabia. And I just read it. They're gonna mount up, man. They're gonna get their militaries together as one, and they're gonna go into Israel, and it's gonna be like a freight train running over a goddamn anthill. Okay, you see, that's what's getting ready to take place, man. A freight train running over our anthill when they do that. Okay, you see. All right, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots. That's them with their militaries. All right, and those that see them are going to be in fear because they're going to be. It's going to be overwhelming, man. Okay, and the economy is going to collapse. And I read that earlier that every man is not going to have any pity on his neighbor. Okay, nobody's going to pity anybody. It's going to be every man for his damn self here in America. You see? All right, that's why you have to have that thawah, that mark of exemption from the judgment that's coming. All right. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as a wild boar of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. They are wild men. They're called the wild men. Okay. So the dragons of Arabia are going to remember their nature when they get pushed to that point, man. They're going to get pushed to a point where they're going to be like, all right, the hell with America and the hell with Israel. We're going to destroy we're going to destroy everything. Okay? With the help of the Russians, the Chinese, the Ethiopians. Okay? All right? And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, fled, and kept silent through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Okay? So these, like I said, these people, when the dragons of Arabia gather themselves together, man, these people are they're going to be like, well, damn. You know, because they're all going to come against what? Like I said, it's going to be Mike Tyson fighting fucking Pee Wee Herman. Okay, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Yeah, you see, and Israel and America is going to be Pee Wee Herman. All right. Matter of fact, Pee Wee Herman's going to be fighting about 3 or 4 Mike Tysons. All right, at the same time. Okay, that's how it's going to go down, bro.
I believe you're
That's
right.
up. Oh, it's going to go down like that, man.
And everything's pointing in that
Yeah.
direction.
Yep. Yeah, because like I said, you got Russia, China, then you're going to have the Dragons of Arabia. That's 3 Mike Tysons right there. Yep. And America and Israel, it's going to be Pee Wee Herman trying to fight these 3 Mike Tysons, man. It's a no-win situation, man. Then Mike Tyson can put one of his hands behind his back. All 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Right.
They're waiting to invade us.
Oh, yeah, they're coming.
And Russia, they're waiting to invade us.
Yeah, Russia and China are coming. That's biblical. That's in the scriptures.
China, China wants to go in Taiwan anyway. So for
yeah.
the right opportunity.
I'm surprised they haven't yet.
Yeah, they're just waiting. They're just sitting there watching this fool
Right.
do his foolishness.
Yeah.
And right now the opening is right there.
It is.
The ground is fertile for them to go right in there, and they're going to go right in there.
Oh yeah, they are. They are. And that's what I was talking about earlier too. We're in the second leg of the Roman Empire.
Right.
Okay, according to the book of Daniel and the statute. So with the second leg, the first leg, they went out because their military was spread thin, and their economy was failing. They had heavy debt. Okay, so their money wasn't worth anything. That's what's going on right now. Their armies are spread out. Their economy is weak because the dollar is no longer wanted by anybody. You know, they no longer have they don't have the deception anymore that they had before over the people. You know, and the bread and circuses are the music and all the sports and all of those things. People aren't really interested. They are. There's still people watching and talk about sports, but at the end of the day, it's not as exciting as it was before. You know what I mean? So this is the same thing that happened in the first leg of the Roman Empire, and you can see it in this period of time now. Okay, the debt that we're in, the Saudi Arabia dropped the dollar as the currency for buying oil. You know, all these other countries don't want the dollar. You see, so it's the second leg of the Roman Empire. Same thing.
But Rome fell not from external, but internal.
Internal, right? That's what's Donald Trump doing.
Yeah.
Internally, and then Nero burnt Rome and blamed it on the Israelites, right?
Yeah.
So when the economy collapses, or when birthright citizenship is ended, what is going to happen? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are going to be disenfranchised, and they're going to react. You see?
Right.
They cause a problem. Then there's going to be a reaction, and the solution is going to be concentration camps, extermination, the mark of the beast, which is in Revelations 13:16. Okay, so he can put you in a perpetual slavery. See, this is what's happening right now. You see?
Yeah.
You know?
And that's their goal.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
You know,
Yes, sir.
they're eliminating the middle class.
Right.
There's no middle class.
Nah. This thing is pretty much over.
Rid of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either the haves or the have-nots.
Right. That happened during COVID.
Right.
While the mom and pop stores and restaurants, a lot of them shut down. You know. Yeah. Then who prospered? Walmart, Costco. Okay. BJ's, Target. You see. So all of those places will suffer. All of those places, all of these big corporations, they prospered while the little people were closing their shops down.
And it's coming to that, like just like with this bill that Trump is trying to pass.
Right.
That money is going to the rich.
Yeah.
It's going to the big corporations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the little people.
That's what he's destroying.
Small businesses. They're the one that's just going to go under.
Right. That's
and
right.
What's going to happen is nobody's going to. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a society of either the haves or the have-nots.
Right.
You know what I mean, and they're going to be ones that's making all the calls.
Yep.
Everybody else is going to be subject to their.
Hey, there it is.
You know
That control.
Yes, to their control. You know.
But the scriptures tell you that an unwise king is going to lead his people into this captivity that's coming. So Trump is an unwise king, man.
Yeah,
he's doing so many things that are really actually destroying his nation, okay, than helping him. You know, so he's getting ready to he's leading his people into this captivity that's set up by the Holy Scriptures.
And then he's so full of it.
Yeah.
Because he talks about how he's like an isolationist and he doesn't want no war.
Right.
He knows that if as soon as body bags starts coming over here, then that's going to be the end of his presence.
Yep.
He knows that he's not a legitimate president. There's nothing legit about this guy.
Right.
As far as intellectually or politically or economically, there's nothing legit about this guy.
Right.
He's a fraud. He's a fake. He's a fraud.
He's just a puppet, man. That's the people that run this country are the elites. You know, you're talking about the DuPonts, Bilderbergers, Gettys, the Oppenheimers.
Yeah.
Okay, the 13 families. All right, the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
They dictate policy here in America and in Israel. Okay. They run through Israel. They give policy to Israel. When you see something happen in Israel, it ends up coming over here. Yeah. That's how things work.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that. But they said they asked
Slack-it.
Who owns all the oil?
Who owns all the oil?
Years ago, who owned which family owned all the oil?
I know the Bushes had a lot of stock in. Before that.
What's her name? The Rothschilds and
the Oppenheimers. I believe.
What's the other ones? Not the DuPonts, but the
Gettys.
Not Getty, but the other one. The one, Rockefeller.
Rockefeller. There you go. Yep.
They asked Rockefeller if he wanted to be president. That was years ago.
Yeah.
He said, "Man, that'd be like a step down."
Yeah, he's stepping down. Yeah.
He said that was a step down for him.
That's true.
If the 13 families that really that ran the world, and they still run the world.
Yeah. What is the one Rothschild? He said he don't care. Give me control of a country's money, and I don't care who makes the laws. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And they have the Federal Reserve Bank, so they control the money. That's their bank.
That's exactly. Yeah. And, they say Donald Trump, he's no more than a vehicle.
Yeah. Puppet.
He's just a puppet.
Yeah, he's a puppet, man.
For the extreme, for the mega extreme like.
Right. That's why he's trying to, what did I say? Make America white again.
Yeah.
That's not great again. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back to when private knows best.
Right. Yep.
You know, and
you see?
Yeah, fathers know best. They're the Beaver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm from that generation. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's why I said.
I never understood how they would. When I was growing up, how they would go in the refrigerator and just grab anything out. When I was growing up, we didn't go in no refrigerator.
Nah, bro.
We're not going in the refrigerator.
We get beat down. We try to go in that refrigerator. You know what I mean?
But that was a great, like they said, they made up 80% of the white people back then.
Yep.
80%. I was born in the 50s and the 60s.
Right. Yeah, I was in the 60s.
Yeah. They all, the white, I think they made up like 70%.
Yeah.
They said by 2040, they'll be a minority.
Yeah, well, when we was, back in the day, we was down in the 7th Ward here.
Right.
And you couldn't go across Water Street.
Really?
You couldn't cross Water Street, come across King Street. Nope.
I was born and raised here. I'm a project.
I know.
Beaver Street. You remember that?
Beaver.
Street gang. I remember Beaver Street.
Our Beaver Street. Yeah.
Beaver Street gang. You couldn't go up on top of, what's the name of that hill?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And Brightside Church and all that?
Yeah, up there. You couldn't go over there.
You couldn't go over there.
And you get beat up. The white boys will beat you up.
I remember no blacks lived out there.
Yeah. Right.
You couldn't buy no property. Back then you couldn't buy property.
Right.
That's right. And then they would only rent to you, and it was the Jews that rented.
Yeah.
I remember the Jews used to sit in my mother's living room and come and collect the rent.
Really?
You know what I mean? That's where the word Barney Google came from.
Yeah.
Barney Google wrote. Barney
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
was a Jew.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's where that name came from.
Hello, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, you on the sign? You on the sign, shorty?
What sign?
This. You're Israelite? No, Israelite. Your nationality.
Cuban.
Cuban. Manasseh. You from
Dominicans.
Yeah, you from the tribe of Manasseh? Yeah.
Dominican, Cuban, and Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You're an Israelite then. All right?
All right, have a nice one.
I'll let them know, brother.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, that's where the word Barney Google.
Yeah. Barney Yule. Yeah.
That's not his real name. His name is, but Barney was he was a character in a cartoon character.
Okay.
That's what I read the newspaper.
Right.
But he had round glasses.
Uh-huh.
And he was a Jewish guy.
Okay, all right.
Then when they had Barney Google go, the Jewish guy used to go down to Barney Google. That was many years ago.
Right.
It was really, I mean, it was like third world.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to try to finish up before I run out of time, though, brother.
We'll talk.
I'm sorry, yeah. All right, yeah. I'll be out here.
Yeah, let me have your, so I can call you sometime or get in contact. You got your pamphlet or your...
You got a phone on you?
No, because I would like to touch base with you. I don't have my phone.
Yeah, next time you come by, I'll give you my my page, all right?
Yeah, because
I have it wrote down for you. I'll give you my page.
Yeah.
And that way you can go on there, and if you got comment questions or things like that, I can answer them for you. All right?
Oh, man, you spot on.
All right, brother. All right, brother. Yep, you take it easy, all right? Sorry, y'all. Sometime we have to, hey, brother, how you doing? Shalom. All right, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to try to finish here now. All right, 2nd Ezra 16 and 14. And I'm going to read down to 20, and I'm going to call it. All right, 2nd Ezra 16 and 14. Behold, the plagues are sent. They shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Okay? So these things that are taking place are going to continue to get way worse, okay? Like the scriptures say, the birth pains of a woman, all right? All right? That's what's taking place right now. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me. So Esdras was saying, destruction, man. I'm going to die, all right? Who will deliver me in those days? The new covenant, the blood of Mashiach Yahushua, the Tawah, the mark of exemption, is going to deliver us in those days. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evil. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Evil, bad times, man. Eve, ill. All right? Eve, time, ill, bad. So bad times are coming to America. Okay? All right? You see? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of bad times, evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay? All these things are going to be a repayment, a recompense for the wickedness that you people have done. Okay? Period, point blank. Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. I'm going to read some more, matter of fact. Behold, victuals shall be sold cheap, good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So if you